Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in my very serious morning hoodie to talk about a very serious album. Herb Alpert's Tijuana Brass, Whipped Cream, and Other Delights. Okay. Now, this is one of those albums, you can see why it's been talked about so much over the years. That is a great album cover. I'm sorry. That nothing says 70s like this album cover. I just, on so many levels, I love this album cover. And the craziest part is, I believe that's shaving cream that was used, not whipped cream, because whipped cream, they'd have to keep it too cold, and it doesn't look like it's too cold. Okay. So, my knowledge of Herb Alpert prior to doing this review is the jokes about this album cover. Dennis Leary jokes about when Marv Albert got caught having an affair and was using Herb Alpert's name. Okay, so let's now, this is, so Herb Alpert's Tijuana Brass is not a clever name, okay? It's a brass recording. It's all instrumental. So that was interesting. I was not expecting this to be completely instrumental. I was expecting to hear some lounge, show-tuney kind of guy singing over top, and I was pleasantly surprised not to. I was very pleasantly surprised just to hear all instrumental. It was really nice. This would be definitely what I would classify as either a really cool Saturday night at the, I don't want to say the senior center, the 50 and over center, or maybe not in the modern age, back in the 70s, 50 and over center. There's just something about this album. Okay, so I was reading the back here, and on the back it says, it began with teenagers, we thought, but at the Brass debut as concert artists in San Francisco, we noticed to our delight that it's easier to skin an amoeba than to catalog the typical Tijuana Brass fan. The teens were there, but so were the hippies, the squares, the little old ladies, and the screen starlets, the celebrities, and those who make them celebrities. In fact, one admirer who looked as though he stepped from a page in Esquire said, "You would think that a lot of these people would be home watching the man who serves the bubbles." Just read that off the back, man. So, and this was what, the 70s this was released? Okay, so enough chit-chat about the album itself, I guess. Let's get into the songs. All right. So the reason I did this review is I was talking about Tony Bennett. I was going through a bunch of the albums I had sitting around to do reviews for and whatnot. And I mentioned Herb Alpert, and some of it was, oh yeah, A Taste of Honey, blah, blah, blah. I go, wait, A Taste of Honey's on there? They're like, yeah, A Taste of Honey's on there. I think it's a standard. My buddy Pat. And I'm like, oh, because I just reviewed it off the Tony Bennett album, one of the Tony Bennett albums, and I liked part of it, but I didn't like all of it. So right away, I pulled this out to do a review of it. And that's the first song on here. And instrumentally, I very much prefer A Taste of Honey on here. That being said, I'd still like to find a really good rendition that I really enjoy that has both good music and good vocals on it. Gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna have to do that myself. But really enjoy that. It also sets up really the mood I was not expecting to get in here. Now for me, this is kind of like a Sunday afternoon kind of album. You know, like this is not an album my parents would have put on. Too salsa-y, we'll say. But I could see, you know, other people putting on a Sunday afternoon. I think it was on that 70s show. I think there's a scene with Kitty kind of dancing around to it. So I could totally see it, you know. That's what I'm picturing. Then we're into Green Peppers. That wasn't a bad tune. Tangerine was decent enough. Bittersweet Samba was decent. Lemon Tree was decent. And then we hit the title track, Whipped Cream. I really liked Whipped Cream, man. Taste of Honey was, I mean, like, when I say decent, I've only listened to the album once. And because it is vinyl, it's not like, it's a little more difficult to do track 1, track 2, track 3 kind of thing, right? So as I'm looking through and they're playing through, I went and checked on, I knew A Taste of Honey is the first track on here, but I actually went and checked when Whipped Cream came on. I'm like, oh, we're on the last track. Okay, cool. The rest of them were really good on the way through. But it's on track 2. I actually had to check a little more often. Side 2 opens up with Love Potion number 9. This was really fun. I enjoyed Love Potion number 9. I thought it was good. Then you got El Garbanzo. I didn't notice that much while it was playing, but it's a rather kind of short track. Lady Fingers, which kind of passed by a little quick. Butterball. That one caught my attention. I really enjoyed Butterball. I thought that was a good one. Peanuts was enjoyable-ish. And then the album finishes with Lollipops and Roses. I thought Lollipops and Roses was a great way to end the album. The whole way around, I would buy this album. I actually would. If I could find a good digitally remastered version for the right price, I would pick it up on compact disc. I absolutely would. Like I said, it's a Sunday afternoon album. A little bit later into the Sunday afternoon, maybe when you're getting ready for dinner. If you're making Mexican food for dinner. I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to typecast or anything like that. It's certain food. Watching Veronica Mars, there was this theory that depending on the food you cook, depended on the music that you played while you're cooking it. And if I'm making Mexican, I could totally put this album on while I'm making Mexican, man. Doing up some fajitas, maybe some quesadillas, stuff like that. Fresh salsa, I would totally put this album on as say about 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon as I'm getting ready to start prepping. Perfect album for that. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about this album. I really enjoy this album. I would recommend it. Check it out, man. You want to hear something different? This is an album to listen to. Something different, man. That's it, man. Let me know what you think. What songs am I not giving enough credit to? Which songs am I giving too much credit to? Let me know down below. That's what the comment section is for. Are you enjoying all these reviews of albums that are just like, for me and my normal reviews would be off the wall? Let me know down below. Do I keep up with them? Do I keep trying to find more? Let me know. Other than that, folks, there's a couple links down below worth checking out. If you get the like button, subscribe button, bell for notification, please and thank you. That helps me out, helps you out, helps everybody out. Peace, love, take care.